Dave here. How are you? I went and hit the private button. You might remember during the week, I set up a little bit of a chat with Nick Ferry and myself, and we were doing a test, and I was going to try and do it as a private session, but I absolutely ballsed it up, and I think I just went the reverse today. So I was supposed to go private the other day, and it went public, and then today. Hello there, Matt. Thank heavens I've got people here. So as I say, Nick and I were having a little private chat in a hangout, and it was supposed to be private. We were going to discuss, how to do a nice little show of, how to actually do a hangout. And I'm, as I said to him the other day, I'm a bit of a dumbass, and it took me 4 attempts to actually get it happening. And by the time I did get it happening, it had jumped past its private situation and gone to public. So next thing, there we are, looking like a pair of, well, I was looking like an idiot. Nick was doing very professionally. So again, if you're watching at all, mate, thank you very, very much. Morning, Dave, video and audio good. Thank you very much for that, Graham. I'm going to pop the chat out of the area there so I can have a chat box on the side. Pop out chat and drag that over to here. And now I'm going to close the other side off. But, best laid plans. What we're going to be doing today, and as I say, I'm just trying to get it so that we have a really, really nice, clean stream. There we go. What I've done is I've shut down the other window that's sending the stream back to me. So I'm only pushing it uphill, not dragging it downhill as well. All right. So today is the 11th of February, 2018, Australian Eastern Daylight Time. And I shall read, without sticking a pencil in my eye here, check the stream's running well. We've done that, and it is, thank heavens. How many people we got watching, guys? Anyone here? And talk about what's going to happen today and interesting things from the week. Well, here's an interesting thing from the week, and I think we should do this as a kind of a regular thing. Now, I don't know. I'm going to throw the picture up, and you guys tell me. Now, that looks like an interesting picture, doesn't it? I'm going to tell you the story. I'm a little bit of a clean freak, as you may well have guessed from my workshop. And I like things to be tidy. And where I work a couple of days during the week, the guy down there who's the manager also likes things to be tidy and clean. So we have this thing where, if someone uses a coffee cup and at the workplace and they wash it up, they leave it on the drying board, why not just hit it with a tea towel and put it away? Then it's not in the way from anyone else. Well, everyone's kind of playing ball except for one guy who decides that he wants to leave his cup on the board for ages and ages. And so I stacked a whole lot of cups around it. And then when I came back, his cup was gone. And so I put all the cups away. And I came back and all of these plates were everywhere, all over the bench. And I thought, hello, we've got a challenge on now. And so what I did then was I did what I showed you there. I stacked things on top. I built this massive tower. It's taller than the one over in wherever it is, Dubai. So how about we run with something like this? How about if you want to have some fun at the workplace, do some cutlery or plate stacking or things like this on the bench near the sink. It could be fun. I want to see pictures of it. If you do it, you got to send me some photos in. All right, now talking about photos also, don't forget to send me some photos of not plate stacking. Well, do send photos of plate stacking. I want to see photos of animals that you might have, pets in the workshop that hang out with you. It is not going well here. Have a little quick look. Oh, this could be ugly. This could be ugly. Live streaming. I'm going to check that everything's still going well. Live stream health, let me see. You've gone offline, Dave. Has it come back yet? It should have come back. Back again. Okay. Now what happened there was, I don't know if it's the processor or something else is having a headache, but the software I'm using is called OBS, so Open Broadcasting System, and it's a free program, and it's been going really, really well. and it seems to be running now. What do you reckon, guys? I can see all the comments saying you're back, cutting out on my end, stream going offline, then comes back. There could be a couple combination of things. It could be OBS is having a bit of a hiccup, or it could be that I've just got a horribly slow internet connection here, and in time all will be better, I'm hoping. So it says the stream health is well. Good. Thanks, Craig. Okay. Now, we were at the stack off. We're putting pictures. I can't find you at all on my mobile either. Okay, well, Lost Wits, I'm back, and it is streaming. It's going very well. I don't know what the problem was. It's distracting. Okay, so, and then I was talking about having the chat with Nick Ferry, and maybe a few more people have decided to come watch my show, which is good. So we have a situation where it's very informal. I will do a little bit about carpentry and joinery. I may even talk a little about this guy, because a lot of people have been asking me about it. What else are we going to talk about today? We talked about that thing, and I want to see photos of all okay, great. Live in Copenhagen. Well, there you go, Ralph. I'm hoping it's still going fine. Oh, I've got little things coming in. This is probably from John. Lost you in London. Good on you. I'm hoping it's still there. It looks like it's still good. That's from John Redden. I'll quickly have a look at this. It wants to check my eyes. There we go. Come on, you can do it. There, done it. And there's a message come through. John Lafferty, back. Thanks, John. John's a moderator. He's hanging out in the background. He's looking after me as well. Found you on my history from watching on PC, but not in subscription notifications or on the home page. I blame YouTube. Good. Okay. Thank you. Let's not worry about jumping in, jumping out anymore. If it jumps in, jumps out, we'll just let it run. It seems to correct itself as we're going along. All right. So the first 10 to 30 minutes is a bit of chat, and I will show some viewers projects and things like that. Let me have a look here. The live chat with Nick Ferry. That was a bit of fun. I chatted with Nick for about an hour and a half on this channel, and then we went over to his channel. We kept on chatting. Now, I have taken the chat down because, you know, it's boring after the fact. It's better when you're actually there and having some fun. I leave the live shows up for about a week because there might be some content in there that you might be able to get a bit of information and help you out at home. So remember, plate stacking or whatever at the workplace that you find a little bit humorous, get a photo, flick it into me. I don't want anyone's faces in it because I don't want anyone to be embarrassed. But things like that, you know what I mean? It'll be good fun. Send it to davestantonfans@gmail.com. Then I have no video this week. Now, there's a couple of reasons for that. Normally, I start a video around about Friday morning, and then I finish it Saturday evening, and then get it up onto YouTube about 4 hours later, about 10 o'clock. Well, I'd spent so much time chatting with Nick that I just didn't have a chance. I couldn't. I started to do a video the next morning, and the video I was going to do, the subject I was going to do the video on wasn't working for me. I wasn't very happy with the thing that I was doing the video on, and I keep telling you guys, if I'm not happy with a product, I'm not going to tell you about it. I'm not going to share it with you, and I wasn't happy with it. So I shall be returning it. But then I thought, I've got some other things in here that I am very, very happy with. So I got the video done, but I'm going to release that next week because I want to do some more stuff in here. And the thing I want to do in here is I want to make some more drawers. Now, stay around for that. So the next week, on Saturday night for people in Australia, I'll be releasing a video on something that's very nice and pertaining to my bench. And also then the week after, I'll be doing a video on doing some drawers and new drawer runners. Now you'll notice in the last video I did, I used just a very cheap steel runner that hooks over, and you slide it in, pull it out. You've got to lift it up to take it out of the cabinet. And that was all. I'm going to go to this other one to keep the stream running nicely. I'm going to quickly read. Gary, morning Dave, Mark, morning everybody. Wayne, g'day, you're all running a bit late, couldn't get in. That, yeah, I know. I'd set it to private. So you'll see it all in the replay. Okay, so these drawers, these drawer slides are a whole lot easier to use, and you know there might be some things. I'm not going to use any jigs. It's really easy, and I'm going to show you a couple of ways of doing it. So I wanted all of next weekend without having to worry about a deadline to be able to just jump in and do this whole video. It'll be good. What's the next thing? First half of the show, January chat, I've done that. Keep the channel afloat, links in the description area below the screen. Now, you may notice, if you have a look down below the image here at the moment, you might see that I've put a link. I've built what's called I built a web page, and it's got a page there that's got links to a lot of the things that I use in the workshop. It goes from, glue brushes through to the Capex. So that's the kind of price range that we're talking about. I've tried to find the cheapest possible ways of purchasing those. And yes, the show does get a consideration from Amazon for doing this. Now, it's not a big time thing, but if you go in through one of these links, it does help the show, which is fantastic. It takes me a lot of time. So enough of that. Stretch the canvas, hopefully, and I'll show you a picture. This is Vicky's canvas. Now, why does she like this? She thinks that the elephant with the umbrella is me, and she's the cat sitting on the bench, and we're looking out to the sea. I don't know. Maybe we've lost the plot and just had some fish and chips. I don't know. But on it, you'll see how the light is going down into puckers. I'm going to try today to show you how, with the help of some special pliers, how to get past that. And I have put a link for those pliers down there in the box as well. Just in case, because, it's one of those things, as you're doing stuff, people might say, well, that's great that you've done it, David. How the hell do I do it? Where do you get these things from? So, if you want to take advantage of it, do it. Dave Erickson's dust collection, and isn't he an amazing person? He's extremely fastidious, and as I said on the link up the top here, you've just got to be so impressed by him. He makes my workshop look like it's a backyard thing with a bit of corrugated on a sheet of tin. It's absolutely beautiful. Then we've got Fork and Trucks. Thanks for helping Vicky out with her driving license. And I'm going to throw that picture over now because Vicky said to me, he's a nice guy and he helped me out big time. Plates, Brendan, there. And you know what? I don't even think I've got the picture there. I do not have the picture there. What I might do is I'll try and find it during the show and pop it up. If I don't get it up there this week, it will be next week. But Fork and Trucks out at Penrith. Such a nice guy, and he helped Vicky out. As I say, she gets rattled sometimes if she's not quite sure. Once she's got a hold of something, she's fantastic. Very dogmatic, pig-headed. This is a bit dangerous for me to say this, but like all of us, when you're a little bit unsure and as you're in a learning curve, if someone can help you and not rush you and do it at your time, it is such a huge thing. And that's exactly what he did for at Fork and Trucks, which is fantastic. So thank you very much. I can't thank you enough. Okay, more thumbs up, people. Let me have a look here at the chat. I'm having trouble getting in, but Sue, found you all. Hope all is well with you. Yours. Good evening from Florida, from Sue. Zanes, I'm doing other stuff, so listening more than watching. You pause talking when you are reading, and I have to stop and check the stream is still online. Not a problem. Lost Wits, looking forward to the video on a drawer slides. Cheap ones are frustrating. Good ones are expensive, especially in Australia. These ones aren't too expensive. Sue B, Carl, did you ever come out from the corner last week? That was a bit of fun. Maybe I should have been in the corner for setting the stream up as private and stuffing it up. John Lockery, always thumbs up with Dave. John Redden, good here again, Dave. Didn't like the critter. A one-inch spider has me out of the workshop. Okay, That's relation to, I put a photo up on Facebook during the week of a huntsman spider. I was merrily typing away on the laptop or on the keyboard, and just out of the corner of my eye, over the top of the monitor, this huntsman walked along the wall under the cupboard, or the overhead cupboard where I was, and he'd be that size from that finger to that thing. He was about 4.5 inches wide, maybe a little less. Most people have got a 9-inch span. I've got a 9-inch span, so it'd be about there. And they're harmless. They're not really poisonous. Well, I guess they're poisonous to little other bugs, but as one person did say, they run and they chase their prey, and they've got really long, their front forelegs. Does that freak you out? Their front forelegs are really, really long in comparison to their back legs. The little back legs just tunnel a little behind. I love them. Spiders are fantastic, except for funnel webs and white tails and redbacks. They don't last very long at my place. Okay, here we are. Now, also, I'm going to let you know right at the beginning, next week, I'm going to have a little bit of a chat about Japanese saws versus Western saws. And I've got a heap of them here. You know, this is a Japanese saw, and these are Western style saws. So I'm going to go through all the differences. I've even got a folding one. I love these folding saws. These are fantastic. Pulls out Japanese saw. Very, very nice. Because I'm not always in this environment. I take these things with me. I just like to throw it in a toolbox and away I go. Okay. What was the other thing I need to mention? My bandsaw. I may be selling my Powermatic bandsaw. So if anyone is interested, put your hand up. Because, why am I selling it? It is a great saw and it does beautiful, beautiful work. And it's got the blower and the light and the carter release. The reason and the cast iron spine. The reason I'm selling it is because I have access to a fair bit of timber down the backyard that's dead. And I'd like to be able to cut some very deep sections. The saw I'm looking at is a 3-horse motor, and it also has a 14-inch deep opening. So I can cut timber up to 14 inches deep. Forget about the width, it's the depth that I'd like to be able to do. The Powermatic will do up to 12 inches, but it hasn't got the same power in the motor. So that's why I'm seriously considering, moving to this other one. If no one wants to make me an offer on the Powermatic, well, then I'll just keep the Powermatic. That doesn't stress me. But I'm just putting it out there. It would have had a good life because this is the workshop it lives in. And very, very nice machine. But I can't afford to have two. I don't have the space for two. I can't afford to have two 14-inch saws. If I can't sell that one, I'll probably go up to a 21-inch monster and then park it out in the garage somewhere. Because I'm very curious to get into this other stuff. All right, I think that is about it. So if you want to make me an offer on the bandsaw, flick an email to me on davestantonfans@gmail.com. And again, photos from where you're watching or the projects, or hold on, photos from where you are watching or projects you are building in your shop, also animals in your shop. There we go. Let's get into it. I'm going to go to the other camera. First of all, I'll do a quick read. Always thumbs up. John Redden, good here again, Dave. Didn't like the critter. Okay, next. Peter Kearney, enjoyed your chat with Nick. Did you, Peter? Peter Lysiak, in the middle of 3 projects, will up photos when they are finished. That's great. Gary Ingram, spiders and snakes are a part of life down under. They are indeed. Peter Lysiak, smoking the wrong stuff for that to freak me out. Not quite sure I got that one. Gary, love the pull saws, Dave, especially the folding one. It's magic. Peter, have you thought about the extension kit for the 12-inch? I have the extension kit for the 12-inch on my Powermatic. It's already got the 12-inch extension on it. Stuart, good evening, Dave. Horizontal on the couch, bottle of Sauvignon Blanc Bianca by my side, ready to enjoy the evening. Well, good on you, Stuart. Jay Parrott, Dave, hi. John Lowry, worked on a movie in Mexico. Here in the USA, we pull the handsaw to us. This guy jumps up onto the sheet of plywood and pushes the saw away from him. Wayne Jones, you need a bigger shop like April's. Have you seen April's new workshop? She's an amazing woman. April, I take my hat off to you. You've got in there and you've just had a fantastic time. Her workshop, she split it into two sections. She's building it with, you know, the help of a couple of other guys, but she's in there going for it. Half of it is timber, the other half is metalworking. Look, we've taken too long in this area. I'm going to switch the cameras to the other one. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. We're going to have a look at Brenton first. First of all, sorry. Brenton McFadden, this is your time in the spotlight. Here we go. So there's Brenton McFadden's name up there, and he says, just finished this little coffee table seat out of some Victorian ash Phoebe and I milled about 2 years ago from a tree that had fallen in a storm. It had cracked and warped quite a bit, so we ripped a section from the middle and used the portion for the legs. We used walnut for the bow tie and wedges, finished with Osmo. The top was joined using 10 by 50 dominoes. The center mortise was a tight fit, with the outer mortises being wider to allow for a little movement. Doesn't have a home at the moment. We just have it sitting in the lounge room while the finish cures. How nice is that? I love it. Now, guys, if you're interested in seeing any of these things, all you have to do is go onto Facebook and push the little application button for joining it. It's Dave Stanton's live stream. I think that's all it's called. Steve Innes wanted me to call it the Stanton Village, but that didn't really get too much, so we stuck here with this with this name. His cut was perfect, was it, John? Okay. All right. Let me see what else we were going to do. While we're here, how about we have a look at Dave Erickson's video. Here we go. I'm going to shut up while this one happens.
I wanted to do a brief video and show you my dust collection as it sits today. I have my dust collection back in the corner. It is a 2 horsepower Bailey unit. I come off the unit with a 6-inch flex hose just for a couple of feet here. I did the 6-inch flex hose so that I would have the ability to still move this back and forth as needed. The 6-inch flex hose goes into 6-inch PVC pipe. I used the drain waste thinner wall pipe. I primed it and painted it with a gray so that it matches my wall. I ran the 6-inch pipe for a couple of feet over to a Y here with a blast gate. It's a 4-inch blast gate, and what I have here is some flexible hose with a quick connect that I can easily move from one tool to another. So once the blast gate is open, I can easily switch between tools. I've got my 6-inch pipe around the corner, and I use 2 45s to make an easy bend, which will not restrict the airflow. And then it goes along this wall, back behind the cabinet of what will soon be my Capex miter saw station. The Capex miter saw, of course, will go down in between the two, and the countertop will come over the piping. Over here we have a 6-inch Y that goes down, and it goes this direction here. The right-hand direction goes down to a 4-inch pipe that I will eventually put a flex hose on because I am going to put my drum sander in this area here. Then the down goes into the floor, which I cut away, and I put 2-foot sections with couplers one at a time and fed the 6-inch tube over underneath my saw stop. Then it comes up in the floor into a 4-inch hole that I cut, and then one of those Ys goes to the sawdust dust collection area below, and one goes to my upper section of the sawdust above. So far so good. It seems to be working very well, and I tried to do it as neatly as possible so that it would blend nicely into my shop.
How good was that? I told you, his work is amazing, and that room, when he's finished, is going to look absolutely beautiful. Now, if you've got any comment, throw it up. I'm sure David would love to hear some feedback, and maybe you might have some suggestions for him, you know, all nice suggestions, of course, as to how he may be able to improve his almost immaculate setup there. What do we got? Oh, right, now the next thing, you know how I said I might be able to try and get this picture up for the guy who helped my wife get her license. There it is, Scott Summerhays, and there's his phone number. If you are in New South Wales and you want to get yourself a truck license, go and see this guy. He was fantastic. Now I'm going to jump back into here again. And William Smith, yes, it is very, very nice. Where are we? Well done, good effort, mate. Yeah, unbelievable. What was the next thing? What was the next thing? I think I've got everything done, unless, of course, hold on. What's this? There. Here we go. One last. This is Louis Uberg in Norway. Who would go out and lie down in the snow and watch Dave Stanton on his mobile phone? Louis, you're a tragic, but thank you very much for sending that in. I asked Louis if his wife had taken the photo, because apparently she's expecting, and he said no. One of his mates, they went skiing and they set that one up. Right, let's go to the other camera, and then finally we shall get into this other project. All right. Now you're not going to be able to see me at all during this, because I think it's probably going to be the easiest thing to do. I keep all my gear in here. Put that back there, just draw your attention to it. So these are the pliers that I'm talking about. These things have got a very large mouth, so they can pull the canvas in a constant way rather than getting a hold and just pinching one little spot. I use a staple gun. I tried using my other staple gun. This is one that I used to put sarking onto the outside of buildings with. It's called a hammer tacker. You just swing it like a hammer and it punches a staple in. I use a very small hammer, tiny little Japanese hammer, and a tiny little knife. All right, the helmet story. I'll get to the helmet story in a second. I'll do that. Remind me when I finish this thing. Now, also, I'm going to a quick thing about this. You may have seen these, and I know people that have bought these and taken that off and tried to make something like this with it. But there's a problem. I'm going to use one of John Lafferty's dogs. These things are fantastic. If you get in touch with John, he'll make them for you. They fit perfectly there. Not a problem. But go from there to there. It's shy. They put the holes on purpose at different centers out there. This way, it's fine. The holes line up that way. Not a problem. And even the center one, it'll go straight through. So they've done some things so that you can't really, that'll go to there, but it's still wider. Anyway, so that was something that I thought I would show you guys first. Now I'm going to try, you know, the other week I said, never, ever, ever do something on the live show that you haven't done before. Well, I'm going to do it. This print is on a little frame. I knocked these frames up with the domino, and Vicky and I put these together, and I think underneath here we've got a little guy that takes staples out. Yep, this is going to be one of those times where I should have listened to myself. But it's okay. We will get through it. I might get, there we go, it came out easy. I've got a small screwdriver here that I might hit it with. Now, I'm not going to do the whole thing. I'm going to go around. They're coming out easy enough. I'm going to use these pliers and show you how it's going to give me a better result. Now you can keep the chat going, guys, it's fine. Try and do this without actually breaking anything. They're better. So it's lifting, just lifting the point with the screwdriver, getting that one under there. Vicky said to me, "Oh, why don't you stretch that canvas up?" She knows what I'm like. I normally take forever. I'm looking for some pliers now to get a hold of that. And of course I have no pliers here, but I have my nail pullers, which are actually better. These things are great. Beautiful. Now, you can see it's floppy there. So I'm going to use the pliers and stretch them out. I might even turn them around the other way. You get a hold of it and then drag it down the back. About there. Like so. Oh, I'm working back to front as well. That's better. Beautiful. Come to the next one. Gotcha. Now let's have a quick look at that. Oh, that, I don't know, you guys won't be able to see that. But see, yes you will. See how I've got a stretch here that I haven't done and a stretch here that I haven't done yet? This part, that's beautiful. Absolutely magic. Leroy, you made it late, hey? You have to go and stand in the corner for a while. It's well worn by Carl and some other people. They've all been there. Now, I'm having a quick look in that corner. I'm going to pull it the other direction. Ideally, get it under there without sticking it through my finger. Ideally, they say to work from the center out. So, I mean, work from, pull the canvas this way, pull the canvas from there to there, if you can see. So, from down the end, and at this end, pull it in the center. And then on the sides, pull it in. And then work your way out and work your way out to each corner before you fold it. Now, folding isn't that hard either. Let me get a couple of more staples in here. This is a bit of fun. Have any of you guys had a go at doing this stuff? It's one of those things I thought, you know, it doesn't cost that much to get it done professionally. I don't think I'd really want to do it. So I've steered away from it a bit. There we go. I know where I am because that one's still open. So I'll undo this. And I'll open this corner up as well so you can see how I folded it. Yeah, that impromptu chat with Nick was good. Do you want to see more things like that? I'm happy to do it, and I'm sure that there's other YouTubers out there that would like to do it as well. And Nick's a really nice guy, so he was someone I approached first. But I'm thinking about approaching some other people. Okay, here we go. So there's the corner, and it's a very simple thing. First thing I did was I pinched it up like this, folded it down, right down there. Okay? Then, okay, because I have this here, it's going to be a little bit awkward. But you can see this pinch line, so it's pulling the whole thing. And then you pull that down inside. I'm going to take some more of this off so we can show you a bit better. it's one of the things with the videos. I tend to get all of the hard work done around the edges, and you see all the nice stuff that just happens. You go, wow, that looked good. I'm sure you understand that things don't just happen. There's a fair bit of effort goes into it. And I'm happy to do it, but I'm not complaining. What I'm saying is that what you're watching now is the process behind the scenes that you wouldn't normally see. I'd have all of this off and I'd just go crazy. So here we go. I should be able to fold that down there. Okay. And yeah, down there. That's how I did it. And then that one there. Then this one back over without it puckering in the corner. Now, if you want to, you can also do a cut in the corner so you don't bunch it all up. So, see how I've got a little pucker there? Because I've stretched it out again on top of all of that, right? There to there. Yes. All right, I'm going to stretch that. Actually, I'm going to stretch from the center. So when you get the pliers on, you pull it over the edge, and they get a hold big time. There we go. Oh, that's a beautiful stretch. Excellent. Okay, now I can pull that down there like so, and then fold that over the top. There we go. That's beautiful. And I'm going to pull that with the pliers over there. Gotcha. And then, whoop, don't drop anything, David. Then grab it in the corner and down again. Oh, magic. See you can pull it up beautifully. I'm putting the staples in. Oh, what a difference. What a difference. Look at that. You can see across there all the way, and then have a look at the other corner over here where you can see all the ripples because it hasn't been pulled taut. But on this side, the lights are really helping me out show how good it's come up. How nice is that? The frame is, John, the frame is old Oregon. So some Oregon I had lying around in the timber rack outside. Ripped it all down and created a little mortise there, little open mortise and tenon joint, kind of a half lap joint, I guess you could call it. But, oh, I'm very, very happy with that. Okay, I'm going to pull it tight there. I'm going to have to pull it tight on the edge. Because I don't want to run into there. There we go. Got it. So what I'm going to do later on is I'm going to release all of these and I'll stretch them again. Now, you can see it has the jaws that grab, and then either side you use this section here as a lever that drops down the edge. So they're very, 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 very handy. All right. Look, I think I'm going to finish doing this because, oh, that looks absolutely beautiful. I'm going to leave that side how it was. I'm going to release this end and pull that tight. Chalk and cheese, absolutely chalk and cheese. So if you want to hang around and watch, ask questions, by all means. I'll do this and I'll look up at the screen every now and then. As I say, it may seem a bit boring, but This is good. As I say, let me know. Has anyone tried doing this or not? Just put up a comment, yes or no. Was there anything in the... I'm just thinking of things to talk about while I'm doing this, because as I say, it's very mundane. Was there anything that Nick and I discussed the other day that was of any interest to you guys? You know, it's silly of us to ramble on if no one's actually interested in what we're talking about. Oh, this is beautiful. How good is that? Straight away, super clean. Do another couple here. See how the back of the thing pulls? Magic. Absolutely beautiful. This one, get a bit more of a grip, pull her over. And I think, see what this hammer's for, if a staple hasn't gone in correctly, well then I'll just give it a little bit of a tap at the end. Look at this. You can see where it's all fine. Yes or no? You can see up in this corner, I need to fix that, but the rest of the canvas is looking really good. Let's fix this while I'm there. That's where it is. I'm going to release these and then pull this corner tight. Whoop. Careful of your fingers. I'll have a quick look. I take it that is a dead painting. Oh yeah, Nick is a very kind of a humble character, Subi. He does know a lot about planes, but I'm guessing there's a lot of people out. He's probably a little bit concerned that if he says, "Oh yeah, I know about planes," someone who knows more about planes will pipe up and say, "Well, what about such and such? You never made any comment about that, buddy." So we've got to be careful. I get it totally. I know exactly where Nick was coming from with that. Pull it in the corner there. Oh, I'm excited. There we go. That one needs a tap with the hammer. So does that one. And have a look here. See how we got that pucker there? I'm going to release these ones now, and then it should pull that straight. Vicky has 2 more of these, and I think I'm going to have to be fixing them as well. But why not? Why not? Do you have any projects, guys, that your better half says I need getting done? I'm sure I'm not the only person that that your spouse says, "Hey, how about you help me out with this?" Down she goes, beautiful. And the last one. This is going to be the last one I do. And I'll just pull that. How nice. All right, let me have a look. Look at that. Can you see a difference, guys? Down there. And can you hear that? Sounds like a drum. Tight as a drum. That's why I put that spreader in the center. Oh, missed a just here. I'll pull that up tight. These pliers make all the difference. I pulled it. Whoop, staples would also make a difference. Give me a second. What do we got? You know, there's all different size staples you can get. It's a good idea to just work through and get the ones that aren't going to bend in the timber. If the timber's too dense, sometimes these little staples don't go in. And that one out there. Slide some staples down inside. And this stapling gun was just a little cheap thing I found at Bunnings. I was looking at all the different types of guns they had. They had ones that are battery driven, you know, or guns that seem to be more expensive than these a fair bit. So, one or two that were a little bit cheaper, and I thought, oh, I don't know, it's all too confusing. But this has gone fine. And that little corner there. It's been one of those tasks. Let me see how that is. Beautiful. That is just so nice. Where are the pliers from? I put a link there for you. Let me come back to this one. There we go. Come back over here. I put a link in the description box, or just below the where are we? Just below the image here. If you're watching on a desktop or a laptop, you should be able to see the little area where it says show more. And maybe even in the yeah, I'll put another link in the comments later on as well for the people who are watching the show recorded. But I love it. What's the next thing I was going to talk about? That's right, I'll have a quick drink. Okay. Okay, Wayne, the chat you did was great. I, for one, would watch any more you do. Okay, well, I am thinking about approaching a few other YouTubers as well, and also revisit it with Nick, because he is a friendly guy. Graham, 2 more, that might be stretching the friendship. Yeah, the pliers, as I said, there's a link I put down the bottom. Thanks, John. It is such a difference. That now is a professionally looking stretched canvas. Look at that. It's something that you can do yourselves. The thing is, those pliers, that's the thing that I found has made all the difference. And that's the first one, that's the first thing I've done on the live stream that I haven't done before. But thank heavens, it worked well. All right, my dust mask. I'm going to talk about that. It's all right, Stuart. You can go and relieve Leroy, who is in the corner now. You have to go into the corner and get Leroy. Tell Leroy there's a seat in the front row for him. Now, this thing, why do I wear this? This thing has a certified screen at the front for impact resistance to Australian and New Zealand standards. It has this kind of a thing that's got elastic around it. I probably should get a new one. And there's holes all the way around the bottom here. The hole's there because up in the top here is a motor. I'll open it up so you can see at the back here. There's the motor. Where is it? Just here. There's a little motor in line here. It's a little turbine. Now what it does, it sucks air through the filters, and you can see these filters. That's what I would be sucking into my lungs. So it sucks the air through those filters, back through here, round past the back of the battery terminal, blows the air down through this tube, and that tube expels the air. Let's see if I can see it. Down in here, there's a hole. I'm working backwards. See those slots? They're little vents, and that's where the air blows over my face. So even during a hot day in summer, I wear this because it's blowing. It's like an evaporative cooler. I'm sweating underneath, but it's being evaporated, so I'm cooling down from it. Now, the reason I've got this is for 2 reasons. Well, there's 2 reasons I've got this, I should say. The main reason is because I have a beard. So with a beard, I can't wear your conventional dust masks that just pull, and rely on having no no gaps around here. There's pulling the air through the actual filter. There's too much leakage here for me. The other thing is face protection. It's very, very good as far as face protection is concerned. I have had a couple of close calls. It's one of the reasons why I'm also a little bit wary about things and maybe a little bit safety conscious. I've spent a lot of time in my life using nail guns, and those things, when those nails do fly out the side of timber, sometimes it'll hit a knot and they're a missile. They're just unbelievable. This thing is great. If I'm using an angle grinder, I will normally wear this, especially the big angle grinder when I'm cutting stone, because with a diamond wheel. These things are fantastic. You probably may have seen the video I did on cutting some paving bricks. I made a little jig on the ground, sat the brick in the jig, put this on, and then used the angle grinder. So it was not a wet saw system. It was dust going absolutely everywhere. When I built the fountain, you'll see in a section there when I release the video on it, which will happen in about another couple of months. I cut a sandstone plinth. I had a plinth in the middle of the pond, and then there's this piece of sandstone that I went to a quarry and got. If you were watching the Facebook posts, you'll see that I stood beside this massive 3-meter diameter wheel that was a saw blade at the quarry. So I got a piece of sandstone from there, cut it all up into a really nice shape, and this thing, just fantastic. I loved it. What else about it? When you've got it on, the motor is right up just above your head, and even though the motor is very quiet, the first few times you hear it, you'll think, oh, I hate it. I'm putting it on. It's a weight, it's probably a kilo, be close to a kilo, a few pounds, maybe 2 kilos, but it only takes a little bit of a while for you to get it centered on your head, and eventually you put it on and take it off. You see how often I wear the thing. I do it second nature now. I don't even think about it. It goes on. I know how to position it correctly on my head so the center of gravity is right over where it should be, not behind you. So if your center of gravity is behind you, you crane back and actually you'll get a sore neck. So anyone who I advise to get these, I let them know the first few times you wear it, you're going to hate it. You reckon I'm going to be the worst person in the world. You'll get over that. And then eventually you'll like me, you'll say, I love this helmet. John's got one, and he's just made a comment there that he mows the lawn, wears it. So do I. In the middle of summer, if we haven't had any rain, pardon me, and it's dusty here with the ride on, I'll throw that on, and I can be going through the middle of a dust storm and it's fine. Blow your nose after you wear something like this, clear. Don't wear something like this, blow your nose after it, black. That's the thing that got me. I just couldn't believe it. I thought, what is this? This is the part that my nose, the mucus and the hairs and everything have actually caught. What about the stuff that hasn't got caught and it's gone straight down in here? And you only get one set of these things, not blue shirts, lungs. All right. So it's an absolutely, if you don't get that one, get something that's going to look after you. If you want to spend the extra dollars, you can buy one that's, got just the mask here, and you got the battery and the power and everything on your belt. But I have had one person say to me, Dave, what happens if you got that belt there and you've eaten a little bit too much and a little bit of a blurt out the backside? It comes. You've heard that saying, as funny as a fart in a spacesuit. Well, there you go. Say no more. Now, also, one thing that happened with this one, and if you do get one of these, you need to get in touch with John Lafferty, because he made a lithium battery for me. Now, I'll show you it. That's it. He 3D printed this, and he got a printer. Oh, sorry, that's where you can get in touch with him. So he 3D printed it, and good color, good color, and put some lithium batteries in it, and also got me a charger. And so when you charge the unit, you can just plug it into there and charge. It's perfect. It will charge and then turn itself off, so you won't overcharge. And I get around 18 hours from that battery, which is very, very impressive. when you get these things new, the battery that comes with it, you'll get anywhere between 4 to 6 hours, which is ordinarily pretty good because you're taking the helmet off, putting it back on during the day. So there you go. That's that. Now we're coming up to the end of the show. I will have a quick look down the side here. There you go. So hopefully I've just told you the battery life, Graham. Stuart. Okay. Stuart, you can come out of the corner now. You just sit down beside Leroy and be quiet. No more noise. Okay, Oasis. How do you find vibration from the motor? No vibration. None whatsoever. It is, all you do is you just hear a little whistle. I'll turn it on. You can hear it. That's it. I'll put it on my head. There's a little clamp at the back that holds it in position. And then on the side here, there's a, where is it? There it, no. There it is. There it is. These two guys here, and one on the other side. They're little clamps to adjust how tense it's going to be here. So I'm inside it. It's slightly noisier while I've got it on. But even so, all I'm doing is hearing the air. I don't hear the motor. It's just the... And I can breathe. I'll breathe really heavy. You watch this. Still clear. No fogging up. Turn her off. Pop her up. And so I'll walk around with the thing on my head like this in the workshop. And can you wear glasses with it? Yes, you can wear glasses with it. It's fine, not a problem. They sell earphones for it. Do not buy them. They're crap. They're supposed to lock into here. It's a total afterthought, and it just, they don't work. The earmuffs come down and hit on the body of the helmet as well. My suggestion is get noise cancelling Bluetooth if you need earphones, or I use these things. These go around the back. So I put them on from behind, and they're totally out of the way of the helmet. Don't put them over here because it's not going to work. Or you can put them under there. A lot of people do that, and then they pretend they're a doctor. Oh. Did doctors still do that, where they go on your chest? They used to. Where are we up to? All right, 12 o'clock. Look at that. Okay. Okay, Robert, if you have a look on my little store, as I say, just below here, not with the mobile phone because I haven't fixed that part of it yet, you'll see Dave Stanton, things I use in my shop. Click on that link, it'll take you in. I've put a link there for things I use in my shop for the States and also things I use in my shop for the UK. I haven't got any links for Australia yet, but if you're in Australia and you want to buy them, I do know that Carbotech stock them. So give you a rough idea, Carbotech sell them for around 610, 640, around that kind of price. The UK, I think they're around 300 pounds, 200 and something pounds maybe. In the States, I think they're around $380. So have a, as I say, jump onto those links. Click one if you want. Have a look at the other things I use in there if you're interested. I'm not ramming these down your throat. You ask the question. I get asked these questions all the time, so I thought it might be a whole lot easier if I just throw links in this one page and I'm just going to keep on building on it. There's also a couple of other pages there where there's Craig stuff and there's Festool stuff and links to Mitre Set and also to the plans for the Stanton bench if you're interested. Okay, where are we up to? Where are we up to? Mention the helmet's model, please. It is a Trend Air Shield Pro. That's the new model that's made. Mine is an Airstream Pure Light Airstream. That's 7 years old, but the company that is making those doesn't make them anymore. I think the license went over to Trend and they make them. Same thing. Mark Bongers, love my helmet, doing some renovation job with a lot of dust. No dust in my lungs. Excellent. Oasis, thanks. Graham Searle, scary. Yes. The mask is funny when you go to hold a pencil in your teeth or behind your ear. Robert Jones, thank you. Faulkner, 92. Hey Dave, I'm working on my Carbotech jointer at the moment, and I can't see the rest of the comment there. Throw it up. I'll hang around for another couple of minutes if you've got time to throw the comment up. Having trouble with the screws on cutter head. Okay, now those screws, is it a helical head or is it straight blades? If it's a helical head, you need a Torx screwdriver bit, and I think they're a 15 or a 20, but you'll need a Torx screwdriver bit. But apart from that, I really don't know what might be the problem. What you can do, flick an email into Carbotech and have a chat to them, and they'll be able to help you out. They may end up sending it over to me, and I'll see what I can do. Okay, Peter, back to the workshop to complete the edge banding for the next 2 cabinets of Wendy's workstation. Have a great day, Dave. Thank you very much for that, and thank you everybody for watching. I will get this video out next week. It's already done. All I got to do is punch it out. That will give me all of next weekend to work on this other project without having to actually edit the video at the end. I'll throw the cameras up and it'll catch what it can. I'll do what I can, and then hopefully I'll have some stuff in here that is going to be very, very nice for my workshop. It's the new drawers I want to put in this unit. I don't know how many I'm going to make, how much melamine I've got out the back there. I've got all the drawer guides, so let's do it. We'll have some fun. This is going to be one to watch. So thank you very much again for watching, and I shall see everyone next week. Bye.